Good morning, Ted here. I'm just starting to do some research about the things that we were talking about yesterday. I looked up a couple of towns that we talked about. I looked at your website. I looked at some of the competitors that are ranking in the few of the towns that we talked about. So this is just going to be kind of high level stuff because to get down to the real nitty gritty, we have to be like much more specific about a plan of which town and what we're really looking for. So I'm going to go over with you what I've found so far and kind of give you an idea of what I'm seeing. And I'm very optimistic about what I'm seeing in all of the towns. I know it's a very mature market down there, but there's a ton of competition, even in the bigger towns. I picked Middletown as one because I know it's a pretty big market. We got a couple hundred searches per month just for the very basic searches. And these are long tail keyword specific, like actually mentioning Middletown, New Jersey. Most people don't search that way. Most people search electrician near me. They don't necessarily search for their towns anymore. So what we like to see is, a good amount of keywords in this area. Also, what I really like to see is a keyword difficulty that's not that hard. This is 3, and so it's considered easy. Anything under 10 is fairly easy to get us ranked, fairly high, fairly reasonable amount of time. So we got a lot of search words. We have a good amount of clicks. When I go and do a search for electricians in Middletown, New Jersey, I see this JGB Electric. They have a very basic site. They have, when I go to their overview, that's Hockenberry. This is JGB. I apologize, like a tongue twister here. Their backlink profile is really not great. 108. The domain rating's really not good. They don't have much going on here. They don't have much content on their page. You have a few hundred words. They do have more than you have. When I look at your site, you have about 500 words now, like we were talking about on our call the other day. I like to see 1,500 on a home page. I think that, to work in the keywords and really get where we need to be, we like 1,500 on the home page, and then on your other pages, 750. I like that you're tinkering around with your website. And I know that you're really looking for primarily help with your advertising and your maybe Google business performance, on your GPP page. But I really think that you could tinker around on your website all year and you're not going to get it ranked properly in any of real markets. Squarespace is not built for ranking. It's really, I know Google owns it, but it's really not built for search engine optimization. We have to look at these different pillars of what will build a digital presence. Your website's a huge, huge part of it. If we can get a great website, a great Google business profile, a great social media plan, and then the LSA, that's paid for ads. That will keep things moving forward. But what I really need to talk to you about is what your real goals are. We have, there's a lot we can do. I didn't mean to get off topic here, but if we go back to this is your site. You have 500 words, just right around 500 words on the page, which is okay, but they're not really keyword specific. When we look at, sorry, I'm on the wrong page here. Let's go back to your page. I go for dashboard. Sorry, my computer's a little slow today. I'm sorry. I'm working on my laptop. We'll go your overview here. Backlink profile. It says you have 16 backlinks. When I look at them, they're just spam. A couple web marketing brands. I don't even know if you've signed up for these or just because you're using your program, but every backlink here is considered spam, pretty much. None of them have that great of a domain rating, so they're not going to get you anything, with what you're working with there. So the backlink profile is not great, but the good news is neither are the competitions in these other areas. This Hockenberry Electric, they ranked first in Bridgewater, and they don't have any backlinks. This is just a locations page. So their main page has about 279 backlinks. Again, not a great domain rating, not super powerful backlinks, but even just by having a location page and a stronger home page, they're still ranking first on Google in the organic section for their for basic services in their market. So I know I'm jumping around a bit here, and I know we've talked about some of these things, but as I look at these areas and what I'm seeing with JGB, low domain rating, only 108 backlinks, 68 referring domains, all easy, things. I mean, it all costs money, but it's all easy. And if you look, they had a bit of a spike here, and they don't have much going on, in a lot of their areas. No organic traffic. They've bumped up their referring domains, but that's about it. Their traffic is not good all the way since the fall. I mean, I know it's winter time, so we have that, but you can see that they worked on it a little bit. They might have not really tried to do it, but they're getting 60 clicks a month average. 60 clicks a month is not bad. Organically right now, not saying you're not getting any clicks. You're really not getting any organic clicks. You're not really getting any traffic to your site. And I know it's relatively new, but the season's coming up, and there's a lot of leads that are going to be coming, into your market. So I think first step is, talk about a website. Google Business Profile that's not part of this, what we're looking at. Google Business Profile, I think, is where we could get the most traction the fastest. I really think this has to be kind of a multi-pronged attack. I'm going to give you a call because I really need to find out what your goals are. I'm sorry if I was a bit all over the place here. I just know that the conversations that we had previously, I just wanted to kind of show you what I'm looking at when I see some of these competitors. This Bridgewater, this is all the content that this service page in Bridgewater has, and they're ranked first. When you go to their home page, instead of a service page, they have a little bit more content, but nothing great. All stuff that we can really take down. But by having a little bit more content on their service page, it's helping them be found. They're also being found in the very beginning on Google Business Profile. So they have 42 5-star reviews. Their home base is Leonardo, New Jersey, and you see they're first on organic. Then Better Business Bureau, which is a great citation to have. All these directories are coming up organically before. This is the second guy, and he's all the way. You have to scroll all the way down through all these miscellaneous things to get to him. But this is where people are really shopping the most. Reviews are very important. This guy has some good reviews, but he's not showing up organically. He's probably working a lot harder on his Google Business Profile. So these are all things we can get into. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I'm going to shoot this over to you, and then we can have a call hopefully later today. I'm sorry I couldn't go over this last night. I was on calls until 11, and I was just I had a bunch of other projects I needed to get completed before I could really take a look at this. So hope you're having a great day. I'm going to shoot this over to you, and we can really talk in more detail soon. Bye. Bye.